Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another Battlefront 2 news update at the Star Bazaar. We just got our community transmission detailing the new reinforcements coming this month. We are now officially confirmed to be getting ARC Troopers and BX Commando Droids as the new Infiltrator class. Let's check it out. First things first, both the ARC Trooper and the BX Commando are coming on March 26th with the new large-scale game mode. Neither will cost any credits to unlock and will both be available to play as for all players in prequel-era maps. So let's go over the new troops, starting with the ARC Troopers because they've got some really cool abilities. ARC Troops will be coming to Battlefront 2 wielding not one, but two DC-17 blaster pistols. That's right, dual-wielding pistols is coming to Battlefront 2, and this honestly opens a lot of possible doors. Both pistols can be fired independently, meaning you can basically double your fire rate. I'd imagine this would make the ARC Trooper unable to zoom in and only be able to hip fire, unless the zoom got moved to another button. Since the DC-17 is a mid-range blaster, the ARC needs some more range, so he has an ability called Power Blast, which overcharges his primary weapon to fire a single powerful blast. This shot is more ranged and deals high damage, even against heroes and vehicles. The ARC also has an ability called Helmet Scanner, which will lower his rangefinder and emit a scan pulse every few seconds. This reminds me a lot of Battlefront 2015's scan pulse, and by the sound of it will work in the same way, with enemies highlighted after each pulse, but not for the duration of the whole thing, so you still need some situational awareness. Think of it like a toned-down version of Rey's Insight. The ARC's last ability is one called Shock Trap, and don't get upset right away thinking it's another stun, because by the sound of it, it will act more like Dooku's lightning stun, where it will throw a target to the ground instead of immobilizing them. It is a throwable device though, similar to Lando's Disabler, so combine those two abilities, Disabler and Lightning Stun, and we have Shock Trap. Overall, the ARC Trooper is very strategic and works best when using flanks and catching your enemies off guard. With the Shock Trap and Helmet Scan, it sounds like the ARC will be a great support unit just as much as an offensive fighter. So now let's move on to the BX Commando Droid, the arguably cooler reinforcement between these two. And yes, that is a vibro sword in this little animation. The BX has a modified E5 blaster rifle, which has a slightly reduced rate of fire in exchange for longer range precision. Since it has a ranged weapon as a primary, the BX comes equipped with a vibro sword for close range fights, and this comes in the form of an ability with 3 charges. Sinister Strikes can be activated using the ability button or the melee button, both will do the same thing, and it will unleash up to 3 consecutive strikes on your target. The damage isn't much more than a standard melee strike, but they come much faster, and the final strike will knock your targets down, very similarly to Phasma's staff strikes. I'm really excited to try this ability out, especially against the light side Jedi. On top of this, the BX also has a smoke screen ability, where it will throw a smoke bomb at its feet. The smoke is very dense and even removes basic UI elements like name tags and player outlines, so the enemy's view is completely blocked. In combination with this, the BX's last ability is called Thermal Vision, where its eyes begin to glow red and it can see where enemies are located even through walls and cover. This ability also scrambles scanners, so using this with Smokescreen will make for a lethal ability combo. The BX also boasts a faster than normal sprint speed, making it hard to take out and dangerous at both close and long ranges. Let's now check out the Infiltrator star cards next, since both reinforcements share a set of cards. First, they have Evasion, which will give the Infiltrator 1 additional dodge and reduce the cooldown time of their rolls, making them similar to Dooku in that sense. Next is Desperation, which reduces ability cooldowns when you take damage. Then we have Interrogation, which will reveal enemy locations for a time after defeating an enemy with a melee attack. Acquisition will reveal enemies who are currently damaging you. And lastly, Stalker is a health on kill card that regenerates health every time you defeat an enemy with either Helmet Scanner or Thermal Vision active. That is basically our CT covering the new troops, guys. This is such a cool time for Battlefront 2. Our community engagement specialists have been active on Twitter and the forums answering questions about these new troops, so let's go over some of that additional information that wasn't in the CT. First off, the battle point cost to play as these reinforcements is not yet finalized, though CJ said it shouldn't be too different from the existing reinforcements. Aerials are at 1500 and Enforcers are 2200 on certain maps, so I'd guess maybe around 2000 battle points gets you an Infiltrator. Jay also confirms we should be able to use these new reinforcements wherever the others are available, so Blast, Strike, Arcade, and other modes should get the Infiltrator too. The troops are still going through final balancing, but for now, Jay says the base health of these troops will be 350, which puts them right around the Enforcer's health pool. And that is all the additional information I could find on the Infiltrators. I'm really excited to try these guys out, especially that BX Commando Droid. The fact it has a melee ability made my day. But drop a comment below, guys, and let me know what you think about this awesome news. The next community transmission should be on the lightsaber changes, and that should also be dropping at some point this week. So if you're new to the Bazaar, consider subscribing so you can stay up to date when I drop the news on that. Don't forget to hit that thumbs up button on this one if you like the coverage, and that's going to do it from me. I appreciate you stopping by the Bazaar. This has been your boy, Turkish Delight, and I'll see you all out on the battlefront. Peace.